And we're live. Let me get a screen I can see myself on, sorry. Hey, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Or not everybody, who knows? Let me pop out the chat. How is everybody doing? Everybody have a good weekend? I am. Hey, what's up? So I built this door this week. Ooh, way over the top, right? Pretty nice. I'll talk about that more in just a minute. I also smoked an entire pork butt today, which is really good. Or yesterday, today, no. I started at like 7:30 in the morning and smoked a pork butt just on white oak for about 11, 12 hours. Turned out really good yesterday. Do you live in the UK? Nice. I'm kind of an Anglophile. I'm obsessed with like Doctor Who, Top Gear, really just BBC stuff. I watched The Crown on Netflix. That was pretty cool. I don't know much about the UK though, in realistic. I mean, I work for a company based in the UK during the day. I'll give it a couple minutes to let people kind of jump in here into the live stream. We usually start about 5 minutes past the hour just because, you know, whatever. It takes some time. Throw a like so people know that people actually are watching this stream. So drop a like in there so that it'll get, you know, promoted out to more of the people that subscribe to me on YouTube. That would be really helpful. Stay active in the comments. My dad's not in today, so I've got the comments right here. So if you see me looking off to the left, just checking out your comments. Just kind of letting people roll in. It's Sunday morning. I hope everybody's enjoying a nice cup of coffee or whatever your libation of choice is. And, you know, I hope you guys have had a good weekend so far. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys. And if you read the title, looking forward to build this little outdoor dog bed with you. I've prepared a lot of the parts already. And I tried marking the outside faces of the legs so that maybe I might get them right this time. I'm not sure if you watched the episode where I built the stool for my daughter, but I did totally forget which was the outside face. Hey, thanks. Is it Mr. Goffey? Thanks. Good morning, Nolan. How are you doing? Good morning, Mark. How are you? From the Netherlands. Got a big international audience here at 10 a.m. Most of my US friends aren't joining this early, but I guess with the UK, we got a lot of people joining. Maybe some people were in church or whatever. I just kind of found this was the time, best time to kind of get together with my audience. Maybe I'll change it at some point, but 10 a.m. Sunday seems as good as any. You know, everybody's kind of awake, ready, had their breakfast, got some time with their kids. I know I did. And then time to get out in the shop, catch up, see how things are going. Thanks for the likes, guys. First American that said my name right. Mr. Goffey, yeah. GH is an F sound. Chuck J, good morning from Michigan. What's up, Chuck? How are you doing? Cristiano Barros in Brazil. Good morning, or good, yeah, same time for you. Good morning in Brazil. 4:03 in the UK, yeah. I've got 7 a.m. meetings with people in the UK every morning. So that's 7 a.m. Central, so that's like 1 p.m. your time. Yeah, that makes sense. So happy, good afternoon. I'm sorry you have to go back to work soon, Mr. Goffey. Let's go ahead and jump into it then. 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. Where are you at, Mr. Bongers, or Mark Bongers? Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the meat of it today. So as usual, let me kind of give you an update of what's going on in the shop. So this week I've been working on, I actually took the week off my big kid job to kind of catch up on a bunch of stuff around the shop and with the YouTube channel and stuff. So I've been working a lot in the shop this week, so it's kind of a mess. Apologies as we kind of take you around here. But one thing I was able to finish is I finished this, I've had this in my shed for probably like almost a year and a half now. But this is a spalted hard maple slab that I cut into pieces and then I put it all together and that became this door. I then used epoxy that I poured in The original epoxy didn't set correctly, so I had to re-pour some of it. It overthermed. I don't know if it was my fault. It was a hot day. I don't know if it was just a bad batch of epoxy. You know, things happen, whatever. But I scraped a lot of it out. I poured in another batch of epoxy, but then the uncured overthermed epoxy started like bubbling through. So for a long time, I'm really far away. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, let me see if my remote has zoom on it. That would be cool. No, there. Do you have zoom? Hey, you do, cool. I'm gonna use that. All right, so the epoxy here overthermed and it was like bubbling out from all the little cracks and crevices. So I waited like a year and the stuff finally cured. Then I was able to sand it down. I used the new Marques. I got a system, sanded all this thing down, applied, this is a Total Boats Danish teak oil finish to make the grain pop. I'm gonna release a full video on this in probably a couple weeks. I'm editing it right now. And then I use this hardware, which is just absolutely beautiful. This is K&N Crowder's barn door hardware. It's the smoothest, quietest, it's just machined beautifully. This hardware. It's way overkill for a shop, but it's just absolutely amazing. It's got these nice bumper stops at the end here. And then I built this little 4-inch beam just to bring it out away from the wall so it can slide past the concrete foundation. But it slides just so easy. This is like a 200-pound door. I mean, this is hard maple epoxy, you know, giant panel here, but it slides so easy. Just really cool setup. I hope you guys check out the video when that comes out, but this is gonna be really cool. The other thing that I did this week is yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys follow me on Instagram, I did a bunch of fundraising for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund with all of the tumults going on here in the US. I wanted to make sure that all of the organizations that are here to support Americans, you know, using their civil rights to defend their civil rights are protected whenever anything goes beyond the fray. You can check out, there's a link in the description if you want to donate to that cause. I'm matching donations up to $2,000. We're almost there. I think we're somewhere around like $1,100 or $1,200 raised so far. But a really nice anonymous donor offered to match my match, so I think total we're up to like over 5,000 raised. But if you want to donate to that, there's a link down in the description. I'm sure they'd really appreciate it. Whatever you can donate, if not, or if you want to share the link, it'd be helpful too. Just let me know. Just DM me on Instagram or Twitter a screenshot of your donation so I can make sure that I'll match it. Moving on from that, today we're going to be building the outdoor cedar dog bed. Let me swing you guys around so you can see what I'm working with here. And I apologize, I won't have as easy access to your comments anymore. And pardon the tight on my neck. All right, I think that's good. Okay, so over here, we've got some of the parts kind of prepared and a bunch of mess. So I'm planning on using, can you even see me in frame? Let me get over in frame. So I'm planning on using these 4x4 offcuts from building the raised bed planters. That video is also up on YouTube already if you want to check that out. From building the raised bed planters, I have a bunch of these extra pieces of 4x4 from building the fence, Cedar 4x4, so pretty cool. Let's see how this works. Oh, I can zoom remotely. That's cool. Okay, so I've got a bunch of these pieces of 4x4 that I bought rough cedar purposely for the outdoor project, but now that I'm doing something that's a little more finished grade, I planed and jointed these so I could do joinery on them. From the other project I have is when I built the outdoor chairs that are also a video on my channel. I bought 2 extras of the cushions that I use for those. So I'm going to use those for the actual dog bed part of the project. These are 24 by more than 24. I forgot the measurements, but I already kind of set up everything. So these are 24 by 24. Each of them, so I'm going to put 2 of these side by side to make up the dog bed. I'm gonna elevate the dog bed probably like 4 to 6 inches off the ground so that it gets a nice like airflow underneath to stay cool in the hot summer. We were out yesterday barbecuing, playing in the pool, and I saw my dog was kind of having a tough time. She's like 12. She's having a tough time finding a place to lay down. My wife's like, hey, I have an idea. You should build a dog bed for her. And you should integrate in a dog bowl. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the dog bowl part today, but I do have some ideas for that. If you wanna see the finished project, there's no way I'm gonna finish it on today's stream, but if you wanna see the finished project, follow me over on Instagram or Twitter. I'll have all of that finished up hopefully this week, and I'll be able to share that with you on Instagram. Let me move the camera to get you guys a little better view. I'm gonna be working over in this space on this kind of impromptu workbench. I'm gonna be doing the whole thing with dominoes, but you could, of course, do this project with pocket holes. You could do it with dowels. Dominoes are just kind of, for me, in this shop, the best way to get things done quickly. And I've only got an hour on the stream, so let's try to knock out as much as we can here. I think that should be a good enough angle for you guys to see what's going on. So if you tuned into the last stream, I tried to do domino joinery. Domino joinery is pretty simple, but you do still have to track the orientation of your joinery relative to the rest of the build. So I lost track of the outside faces of my pieces. So these are the 4 leg pieces that I've already cut to 8 inches. Set those off to the side. I've also got the 2 long stretcher pieces that are gonna make the sides of the dog bed. I'm gonna just work one side at a time so I don't confuse myself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark these precisely, but then when I want to offset these from the inside edge of the dog bed by a little bit, but I'll do that by just adjusting the offset on the domino when I cut the dominoes on the inside. You could also do the same thing with most, dowel jigs. Just offset the inside face. Oh, we got one. 1 inch is too much. Let's see if 1/2 inch. So what I'm doing now is I'm figuring out what I want my offset from the top of each leg to be. And I think 1/2 inch, yes. 1/2 inch, very good. Okay. Good, good. Got my marker. I think I'm gonna join each of these with 2 dominoes, just for a little bit of added strength. Okay. So I'll do 1, and you can't even see what I'm marking, but all I'm doing is marking a straight line. All right, so I've got a line there on each of these that I can then transfer over to the side here, and then I've got a line here that I can use to cut. Good. Good. Yes, that is the outside. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 Rick, you almost did the same thing again. Okay, so that's the outside face. So I'm marking this. No, I want this against the inside face. Yes, I was correct. Okay. So that's the inside face. But I'm doing it against the back right inside face. I need it against the front right inside face. So that's what I need to do, right? No. That. No. So this needs to go outward and like that. That's what's going on. I was totally bass-ackwards. All right, now I figured it out. All right, so I'll just transfer these marks. And I'm using a speed square to get a consistent offset. There's that. Okay, and then I'll do the other side. And to be clear, I'll mark an up direction. Up. Got it. All right, so now that's up. And now I need the back side of this. And this needs to be up, yes. And then we've got the back right face, facing the correct way. And flush it up, okay. Okay. Now, real quickly, we'll cut a couple dominoes. Oh, that would be helpful. I plugged it into the dust collector, but of course I forgot to actually attach the dust collector. I swear, you try building anything on stream, it's ridiculous. It's fun though, I'm glad I can share this with you guys. It also kind of forces me to knock out some quick projects a little faster than I normally would. Some of these end up sitting on the back burner for a long time because when you do it on YouTube, it's hard to prioritize the stuff that you want to do over the stuff that people want to see. All right, I'm gonna bring my laptop closer because it looks like some of you guys have thrown in some comments. Let me bring my laptop a little bit closer to see how things are going. 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. Wood is quite expensive in the UK. I looked at the live edge oak. Whoa, sorry. Looked at live edge oak. It was like $40 for half a meter by meter in length. Yeah, live edge panels, for some reason, they're kind of like in vogue right now. So live edge wood tends to be super expensive. I don't know why. We still good? Looks like everything's back. Okay, sorry, I dropped the stream for just a second there. Yeah, wood is quite expensive in the UK because of scarcity of trees. In the US, we have a little more of a bounty of trees. Oak or live edge should not be more expensive though than milled lumber, because milled lumber has a lot more processing time, and time is worth way more than resource. Good morning, Stonehenge. Hey, welcome to the stream. Good morning, George. Yeah, Mr. McGuffey. Sorry, dude. I tripped over the cable when I was trying to move the laptop so I could see your comments a little bit closer. All right, so I've got the dominoes milled in the ends of the stretcher, and then what I like to do an offset is, like, if I want to do 1/4 of an inch, what's 1/4 of an inch in millimeters? Hey Google, what's 1/4 of an inch in millimeters?
0.25 inches is 6.35 millimeters.
All right, so I need to offset by 6 millimeters to get 1/4 of an inch offset. So I'm set at 14 millimeters in depth right now, so I need to go down to 20. That's good. Nice round numbers. Oops, not angle. If you're a woodworker and you don't have a Google Chromecast or a Siri or whatever in your shop, get one. It's really helpful for doing dummy math like that. It's like having an assistant, but they don't complain about anything. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna transfer these marks around to the edge. I'm gonna leave this one, make it another square. All right, so I'm just gonna transfer these marks around to the other face. That should allow me to cut the dominoes and get the offsets without having to plunge cut dominoes, which I just don't think is very accurate. All right, so I'm gonna transfer these marks around. Can everybody see me okay? Has everybody got a good angle? I'm trying to do what I can here, but you know, cognizant of the fact that me moving around doesn't make it very easy to see. Okay. I'm doing this as a marker just for visual. Normally, if you were doing this, doing it with a pencil would be much more accurate, obviously. Okay, so now I've got the offset for that one. Need to do the offset for this one. Just transferring around the face. Since all 4 faces are square, this should be accurate. The marker is probably going to introduce some level of error, though, of course, because it's a wider mark, but we'll see. So I'm set up to use number 6, well 6mm by 40mm dominoes. And I'm cutting these precise, so they should be kind of tight fits. Gotta be careful because pine loves to split. Or not pine, cedar loves to split. All right, no split there, good. And make sure I get my sides right. So that's up, that's up. Nope, other side. Is it? Nope. Inside face, up. No. Inside face. The direction's up, the direction's up. Yes. All right. I'm just gonna dry fit this today. I'll take it apart and glue it up off camera, but I want you guys to see something that looks like something when we're done. Oh, did I offset it the wrong way? I offset it the wrong way. I totally did. I should have gone 6. I totally offset that the wrong way. You can see. Always on stream. Always the craziness, right? I can make that work. It's okay. So there we go. There's one side assembly done. Get the other one done. And we'll offset the other way. All right, so we'll go back to the 14mm setting. Set this up Inside face, up. Show face, good. Offset 1/2 inch from the top. Good. Mark it. You could easily do this with pocket holes if that's what you wanted to do. So if pocket holes are your weapon of choice, get after it, that's great. Mark up. That's up, that's inside face. Good there. How's everybody's week going? Anybody have anything fun this weekend? You guys got any fun plans for next week? You build anything interesting? Let me know. I'm just building stuff, so I'd love to engage you guys in the comments if there's anything interesting going on. Like I said earlier, make sure you're liking this video and dropping a comment on it so that YouTube knows to serve it out to the rest of my audience, the rest of the people subscribed to the channel. That would be awesome. All right, transferring these marks ahead of time, because why not? Boom. Boom. Transferred and transferred. Got it. Cool. Check the comments real quick. I'm back. Hey, you got a, what is he saying? Sorry, I can't read. You got a Secretary Google, that's awesome. I need to budget that one in. Yeah, they're super cheap. I don't know about in wherever you're from, but in the US, a lot of times they run promotions where you can get at least your first one for free. So definitely good to have in the shop, the Google Secretary, as you said. It's nice to have. I think they're like 50 or 60 bucks, but you can get them for discounts because they really just want you in their ecosystem. All right, so since I offset, I'm sorry if that's really, really loud. So since I offset that first one by the other way, I'm gonna go back the other one. So it was 6 millimeters, right? So I'm gonna offset that one 6 millimeters down. So that's down to 8. Can I even do 8 millimeters with this bit? I cannot. So I'll go down to 10, which is the lowest I can go. But this way I'll at least have one side inset. Or should I? Nah, this will hold the cushions better if I just inset both of them anyway. So I'll just run this one backwards too, because why not? What good's one mistake when you can compound it in 2 mistakes? All this is gonna do is it's gonna make the cushion 1/2 inch tight to the inside of the posts, but that's not that big of a deal because then the cushion doesn't pop out when the dog jumps on. Sorry if the domino's really loud while I've got it here. I know my lav mic's all right here. Those are the wrong ones. These ones. Cool. Do you guys mind when I use a domino in a video, like in a regular video, versus these live streams? I mean, to me, it seems like it's kind of like, it's like getting rid of a potential teachable moment on a project. So I don't like to use them in regular videos, but does anybody like actually care? I try to make my videos as informative as possible. And I feel like using shortcuts, like production shortcuts, like these aren't, the quality of this product is going to be as good, if not better, than like a hand joined setup. If you've watched that shootout video, the concern I have is, degrading how much you learn out of a video. Because that's kind of the primary reason for my channel is teaching, I think. I don't know. Having fun, really, but teaching while having fun is great. What's going on here? Okay. Now we've got the two side stretchers, which are too big for this table, but hopefully that gives you an idea of what we got going on. Let me see. I don't even know what view you guys are getting right now. Yeah, that's fine. You can see what's going on. I'm gonna zoom out just a bit. All right, yeah. So you can see I inset these just a little bit, which is totally fine. I think now I'll just make the other ones flush with this edge so that it creates like a little lip there. That's totally doable, and it's gonna look good when it's all finished anyway. So I'll take these apart to the degree with which you can. So for dry fitting, you can actually, there's little like tabs. Let me show you. This is so soft, even my no-mars is messing up. Okay. So this is for left. Left. Set that off to the side. And this is so cedar's kind of a weird wood because it's more like stronger and more dimensionally stable than pine, but it's softer, so it's kind of confusing. But I like working with it. It's nice. If you use it with hand tools too, super, super easy to mill and to work with hand tools. It planes and chisels like as easy as anything. Can I cut those other ones with those in place? I sure can. So, no, I can't. Okay. Let me grab my nips. So the only way I've found to easily remove dominoes if they're like friction fit like this is to grab them in some nips like that. There, see? Easily extracted. Fortunately, this is an outdoor project, so I mean, even square hits with this dead blow are leaving Mars on this wood. But when it gets in the humidity outside, most of those will probably go away, to be totally honest. And also, it's a dog bed, so I'm not totally concerned with the aesthetic finish because she'll scratch on it, nibble on it. It'll sit outside the whole time. Not that big of a deal. Do you guys like dags? You guys have dags? I like dags. Mine's a 12-year-old boxer pit mix. She's a sweetheart. All right, so then we've got to connect the front right with the front left. Front left, right there. Yep. Boom. Okay, and I've got this other stretcher for here. Nope, I'm on lockdown, watching you build and hearing the rain on the windows. Awesome. Pick my show face here. Good there. Good there. Top. Front left, front right, top. City top. Yep, we're good. Okay, so now we'll offset these by 1/2 inch from the top. We've got a nice family picnic later today, going to the park. Go check out the creek. I love creeking, it's fun. Especially on hot days like today. Today's supposed to be in like the 90s here. Or the, I don't know, Celsius, lots. It'll be hot. So it'll be nice to get down the creek. It's a spring-fed creek. I think it's spring-fed creek. Be a lot cooler than out in the fields. Do some barbecuing. I barbecued yesterday. I don't know if you were here, if you were early in the stream. I smoked a pork butt yesterday. Gave it the full like 10, 12 hour treatment. It turned out delicious. White oak smoke, salt and pepper, lots of pepper. I did it sort of Texas pit beef style. That's kind of my favorite way to do smoking anyway. It's like simple, light flavored woods and long smokes. And then build up that good bark. That's the way I do it anyway. And I usually, instead of buying chips, I'll just honestly save offcuts of like kiln dried lumber that I've got. As long as I don't like big box store lumber, I'm not going to smoke with because I don't know what they've treated it with for longevity and fungal prevention and stuff. But if I'm going to if I'm working with something from a mill that I know they're not going to use chemicals, totally okay to smoke with in my book. All right, we got that one figured out. Got it. Cool. I think I'm gonna do this one right, guys. Other mistake that I made in doing that is now my dominoes overlap. This is one of the problems with kludging stuff together, is sometimes you lose your damn mind. So I'm gonna cut some of these down. Don't have any 6s any shorter than 40. So I'll just have to take a little bit off the ends of these, but we'll make sure they fit first. Looks so easy when it's edited, right? Other problem is this really challenges the structural integrity of this corner here. We'll see. I think this overcuts in depth just a little bit. So. What's that? I think it might be okay. Right. There we go. There's the front piece there. Got it. And now we gotta do the other one. Easy, right? Back right. Back left. Make sure the ups are up. Pick a show face. I think I'm going to do this one. How could I? Can't really go any further down. We'll just hope this works. That's always your best bet. Hope things work. I hope this turns out pretty cool. It's a good idea. I just might be rushing it a bit. Any great videos you guys have seen on YouTube lately? Any new creators or anything I need to check out? You guys have any videos you put up? Got that. I was watching Kurskisag this morning. That's kind of always on my go-to channels. I just like the way they present information in like really simple to understand ways. And their graphics are really cool too. I like their visuals. It's kind of inspiring. Not that I'm ever going to have that level of visuals, but you know, something to shoot for. All right, that's all marked. All right, let's see how this all works out. Rear left, rear right. didn't mark top and bottom. It's okay. It's close enough. I really need to finish my good workbench. It's just been sitting there. I don't know why it's intimidating me. I think I just am worried about just not getting videos out for a while. Once I get into it, I'm just gonna geek out over it. Do you guys prefer like those long projects and like multi-part videos, or do you prefer them in just one long supercut? Personally, I like watching the long supercuts, but that's just me. Okay. That, we're gonna have room? Yep. Oh, that explains it. Couple of these, grabbed them in the stretchers. Top side, right side. One side. The other side, there's the top. So the goal with this is going to be to have, this is confusing. Am I doing this the wrong way? Aha. Yep, I am. All right, so the goal with this is going to be to have, I don't know why this is on the inside face. Mark the outside of all the other ones. Let me get my brain straight, then I'll tell you what the goal of this whole thing is. All right, so we got that. We got this. Let's take this other assembly here. I think I'm dumb like a fox because I accidentally left the settings at 20 millimeter, which means that I offset, yeah, by just enough. I might shave those down later, but that's your basic form. I'll dry fit. Excuse me. There's that. So what I'm going to do is I've got some 1x4 stock that I'm going to make some slats with. And let's just make sure this fits these cushions. And these cushions are going to be inset. Oh, and they fit perfectly. They're going to be inset, like, so they're just sitting just proud of the top of the frame here. Let me see how much time we have and see if we're going to do any more parts of this project today. What time is it? Hey Google, what time is it? Ooh, it's 10:50 already. Okay, don't have enough time for the rest of it. So let's move on to Creators of the Week. I decided to share some of the Black Creators of the Week that I follow. They're in the description down below. But the three creators that I've chosen to share with you guys today is a gentleman named Jeremy Fielding. He's very like engineering approach view of making. He likes to kind of fiddle and tinker. Think of him like AVE meets Mattias DIY. Very talented guy though, really interesting videos, learn a ton from him. Just shows you how to fix a bunch of stuff. So check him out, I've got a link below in the description. Another one is a guy that I have the honor of calling a friend. This is Glenn from DIY Creators. One of his more recent projects that I had been planning to do for a while, and he beat me to it. He made a power rack for his home gym out of wood. He solved a lot of the problems that I was still trying to kind of toil with. So really cool project. Glenn's a really, really nice down-to-earth guy, and his videos are no nonsense, just gets right to the point of building. Really great guy, really great creator. Check him out, DIY Creators. I've got a link for that down in the description. Another one is MKBHD, Marques Brownlee. I've been following him since he was like 16 years old. He's been reviewing tech on YouTube for a long, long time. He was actually recently named Creator of the Decade on YouTube, so that's no small feat. He has a really cool shop, I want to call it, but it's a studio in New York that he reviews and kind of shares all the time. Very cool. I shared a link to his 2020 setup tour, which is really something I found interesting. But I do recommend that through all this, try to open your horizons and try to find some diversity in the channels that you follow. And don't just subscribe to them just because they're diverse, but to go find some people with differing perspectives and differing life experiences than you. See if their content though resonates with you as far as what, you know, the way they see things, and maybe you might be able to inform some of your biases and some of your thoughts about how you consume media through that. But these are just 3 creators that I watch every single one of their videos that I thought you guys might want to share, might want to check out. But go explore and see if you can find some creators that are maybe outside of your core bubble. I mean, anything we can do to kind of reduce the impacts of racism in our society is great. But I think it's all going to come down to a personal level on how we inform our perspectives, how we inform our point of views around things, and then just also just making ourselves more normalized to the experiences of other cultures in our country and around our world, really. But I don't mean to get deep. I just wanted to kind of share that. So check out those 3 creators. Subscribe to them if they have content that resonates with you. Try to find some more varieties of content to better inform your perspectives. And that's basically what I have for today. We'll open it up for a quick Q&A if anybody has any questions about anything. I'd like to remind you guys that the NAACP fundraiser is still going on, so check that out on Instagram or on Twitter. Send me a DM if it's something you're going to donate to. I'd love to match your donations. But I'll hang around for a minute, see if any of you guys have any questions. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll be sharing the finished raised outdoor dog bed on there. I've got to add the slats, got to add some more detailing, got to sand, got to do the whole thing. I'll probably put a little video finishing it up on those platforms also. But I've got the frame done. Yeah, what I'm going to use is 2 jointed 2x6s as a little shelf with some like cantilevered buttresses to kind of support it here on one of the edges. Have a cutout for a water bowl. And then I'm going to do the 1x4 slats across here to support the cushions at whatever height really feels right. I'll probably connect those also with dominoes. That's probably a good height right there. But yeah, that's what's coming up next. Thanks, Mr. Guffey. Yeah, the epoxy door is a really cool project. It was a nightmare with the overtherming of epoxy. It's way too cool for my workshop, but it's covering up that ugly door. Here, let me share a view of that again. Zoom out, please. Thank you. You'll also see that I moved some of my clamp wall off of the these wall control boards. So I moved the clamp. The clamp wall is going to move over there. That way, when I open it, it can just cover up these tools. No problem. You see, there's a little bit of track left. I didn't have quite as wide a door as this kit was built for, so I put my stop up there. That's so that this stabilizing wheel here on the ground still keeps contact, so you can actually put pressure on it. Just they thought of everything. It's got anti-pickup bolts here so that it stays on the track, even with like if someone like picks it up or puts disproportionate pressure. I mean, it's pretty stable. It's pretty crazy. I mean, even if you're a heffalump with it, it's still going to be okay. You can also see here is the ugly door that I'm covering. So it gets weird light. It's dirty. It's ugly. Probably going to reframe it at some point, but right now, out of sight, out of mind. Any other questions for today? Thanks, Stonehenge. I have to chop a few trees down soon. And I'm thinking of doing the same, but a stool. Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, red looks really good too. I just like the contrast. So just color theory. I knew that when I got the warmth of the teak oil on here, it would be kind of orange, and a good contrast to orange is like a blue turquoise color. So I went turquoise. Not sure if you like familiar with color theory, but like the color wheel. So you have like the primary colors. So between each primary color, so like the contrasting color to like RG, red, yellow, blue, contrasting color to red would be the combination of yellow and blue. So green, so red and green, Christmas colors. That doesn't look that great. Contrast to blue is yellow and red, so orange. So blue and orange are good contrasting colors. Contrast of yellow would be blue and red, purple. So there's that. And then you can kind of shift around any of those. So if you want to get contrast, and this goes for like painting a room, building a piece of furniture, or whatever. If you've got a mid-tone in between any of those, you can use the color wheel to figure out what the opposite direction around the color wheel is, and that's the perfect contrasting color. This isn't perfect, but it's close. So it's like that yellowy orange and like a greeny blue, so it kind of shifts around. Color theory. All right, it doesn't look like there's any more questions today, but thanks for joining. Be sure you follow me on Instagram or Twitter so I can show you that finished dog bed when that's all ready to go. I'm gonna finish that up probably next week. Thanks for joining today, and remember to keep your tools sharp and keep your mind sharper, and I'll see you next Sunday at 10 a.m. unless something else goes wrong. We'll see. Talk to you then.